True horror realities. Stories.
It started in a quiet, forgotten town near Harrisville, Rhode Island. A place where the trees stood too still and the nights felt like they were listening. Daniel Harper thought this town would give his family peace. A fresh start away from the noise of the city. Emily believed the same. Their 8-year-old son Lucas did not. The house sat alone at the end of a narrow road. White paint peeling like old skin. Windows dark even in daylight. The wooden porch creaked before anyone stepped on it. The realtor smiled too long when handing over the keys. Too wide, too forced. Daniel ignored the tight feeling in his chest. Fear he believed was just imagination. The first night came without warning. No wind, no insects, no distant traffic, just silence, heavy and thick. Lucas lay awake staring at the ceiling. His small hands clenched the blanket. His breathing shallow. He turned his head slowly toward his mother. "Mom, why does this house breathe?" Emily smiled softly, brushing his hair. "Houses do not breathe, sweetheart. Try to sleep." The light went off. Darkness filled the room. Then Lucas heard it again. A slow dragging inhale. A painful exhale. Coming from inside the walls. Not the pipes. Not the wind. Breathing. At 2:17 a.m. Daniel woke suddenly. His heart pounding for no reason. The digital clock glowed red. 2:17. Above him floorboards creaked. Slow small footsteps. Measured. Careful. Daniel sat up listening. He assumed it was Lucas heading to the bathroom. Then it hit him. Lucas' room was beside theirs. Not above. He whispered Emily's name. No response. The footsteps stopped. Silence returned. Thicker than before. Then the smell came. Metallic. Rotten. Like rust mixed with decay. It lingered for seconds. Then vanished. Morning came but Lucas refused to eat. Dark circles framed his eyes. He stared at the corner of the kitchen where light never reached. Emily crouched beside him. "Did you have a bad dream?" Lucas shook his head slowly. "He is not in dreams." Daniel paused. "Who is not in dreams?" Lucas swallowed hard. "The man who stands where the wall is broken." Emily felt cold crawl up her spine. "What man, baby?" Lucas pointed. "The one who watches when you sleep." Daniel forced a laugh. "Old houses make shadows." Lucas' eyes filled with tears. "Shadows do not whisper my name." That afternoon Emily explored the house. Every room had thin scratches along the lower walls. Fingernail marks. Some old, some fresh. The basement felt wrong. The air colder. The bulb flickered. The floor was dirt, not concrete. In the far corner something hung from a beam. A small cloth bundle. Tied tightly. Emily stepped closer. Her heart pounding. She reached out. The bulb shattered. Darkness swallowed everything. She screamed. That night Lucas woke screaming. A scream no child should make. Emily ran to his room. Lucas sat upright. Eyes wide. Fingers shaking. Pointing at the closet. He is smiling. Daniel turned on the light. Old coats hung inside. Dusty and heavy. Behind them scratched deep into the wall. A crooked circle cut by lines. Daniel felt sick. He covered it. "We will repaint tomorrow." Lucas whispered. "It is too late. He already knows my name." From that night the house changed. Lights flickered when Lucas cried. Doors opened on their own. Emily heard whispers calling her from empty rooms. Daniel woke with bruises on his arms. Fingers shaped, as if someone held him down while he slept. One evening Lucas stood at the top of the stairs. Expressionless. "Lucas, come down." Daniel called. The boy did not blink. The house was hungry. Emily froze. Lucas' body trembled. His eyes rolled back. He screamed. Then collapsed. Doctors found nothing. No illness. No explanation. That night Lucas grabbed Emily's wrist with sudden strength. "Mom, he says you smell like fear." Emily cried silently. "Who says that?" Lucas smiled weakly. "The man who lives under the house." Emily did not sleep. She searched records. Property history. 1971. A family. Vanished. Parents and child. Blood in the basement. Scratches on the walls. One message carved into wood. "He watches." When she showed Daniel, the walls began to shake. Whispers grew louder. The symbol returned deeper than before. Lucas screamed. They ran. Lucas was floating above the bed. Twisted. His mouth moving. You opened the door. The lights died. Frost spread across the windows. Emily prayed. Daniel grabbed Lucas. The house screamed. And everything changed. The night after Lucas collapsed, the house refused to sleep. Every wall felt alert. Every shadow felt aware, as if the building itself was listening for something to finish. Daniel sat on the edge of Lucas' bed holding his hand. The boy was pale. Sweat soaked the sheets. His breathing uneven. Emily stood near the doorway clutching a rosary her mother once gave her. Her fingers trembled. Lucas' eyes opened slowly. Too slowly. They did not focus on Daniel. They stared past him. "Mom, he is standing behind you." Daniel froze. Every instinct begged him to turn around. His skin burned with fear. But he stayed still. "Lucas, baby, look at me," Daniel whispered. Lucas' lips shook. "He says you cannot see him because he does not belong to your world." The temperature dropped instantly. Emily could see her breath. The lamp flickered violently. From the ceiling corner came a cracking sound. Slow, wet, like bones bending. Emily screamed. Daniel turned. Nothing was there, but the smell returned. Strong, metallic, rotten, so thick it burned the throat. Lucas arched suddenly. His fingers dug into the mattress. His mouth opened. A voice poured out. Deep, layered, not his. "You invited me," with disbelief. Daniel stumbled back shaking. "What do you want?" The voice laughed. Low, satisfied. "What I have always had. Fear." Lucas slammed back onto the bed. The lights died. Darkness swallowed the room. In the dark, footsteps moved around them. Slow, deliberate, circling. Emily prayed through sobs. Daniel reached blindly. His hand touched something ice cold. Rough, not skin. The light snapped back on. Lucas lay still, eyes closed, breathing normal, as if nothing happened. Morning came without rest. Emily packed bags, hands shaking. "We are leaving," she said. Daniel snapped. "It is stress. We are feeding this." Emily pointed to Lucas. He spoke with something else's voice. Daniel looked away. That afternoon, knocking began. 3 slow knocks. From inside the walls. Lucas covered his ears, screaming. "Make it stop. He does not like loud noises." Emily stared. "How do you know that?" Lucas whispered. "Because he lived here before the walls." The power cut out. Phones died. Doors would not open. Windows refused to move. The house sealed itself. From the basement came chanting. Low, rhythmic, ancient. Daniel grabbed a flashlight. Emily begged him not to go. Lucas' eyes snapped open. "He is calling you, Dad." The basement door creaked open by itself. Cold air rushed up carrying whispers. Daniel descended. The dirt floor was wet. Dark stains spreading. The cloth bundle was gone. In its place, symbols drawn in blood. Circles. Names. Daniel shined the light. Handprints. Child-sized. Pressed deep into the dirt walls. Dozens. The stairs slammed shut. The flashlight flickered. A shape emerged. Tall. Burned. Skin stretched tight. Its mouth opened sideways. Daniel tried to scream. No sound came. Upstairs, Emily felt the house shift. Lucas sat up smiling. "He is showing him where we belong." Emily grabbed Lucas. The boy fought with impossible strength. "I do not want to stay here." Lucas screamed. The house shook. Cracks raced across the walls. Whispers turned into screams. Emily ran to the basement door. Pounding. "Daniel, answer me." From below, Daniel's voice replied. "But wrong. Emily, help me. Open the door." Lucas went still. "That is not Dad." The basement door slammed violently. "Open it." The walls began bleeding. Dark streaks dripping. The symbol burned into the ceiling. Lucas screamed. "It hurts, Mom." Emily fell to her knees. "Take me, not him." A laugh shook the house. The door burst open. Daniel stumbled out. Eyes empty. Face wrong. Emily ran to him. He stared at Lucas and smiled. "He chose me." Windows shattered outward. The house exhaled. Satisfied. Daniel collapsed. Unconscious. The whispers faded. Emily held Lucas, shaking. She knew then. This was not a haunting. This was possession in progress. And it had already begun. Emily did not sleep after that night. She sat on the floor beside Lucas' bed, holding him as if the house itself might reach out and take him. Daniel lay on the couch, breathing, but empty. When his eyes opened, there was no recognition. Only distance. As if something stood behind them, looking through him. Just before sunrise, Lucas whispered, "Mom, he is inside Dad now." Emily felt something tear inside her chest. She pressed her forehead to Lucas' hair. "We will fix this." Lucas shook. He says you cannot send him away. He says he was invited long ago. Emily remembered the records. 1971. The vanished family. A child. She searched deeper using the neighbor's phone. Old church archives. Faded newspapers. The land once belonged to a man named Elias Crowley. A self-declared preacher. He believed fear was proof of faith. Children were used. Rituals were done beneath the house. The final record ended with one sentence. The congregation burned but the hunger stayed. Emily knew what she had to do. She found a number buried deep in an online warning thread. A single reply repeated for years. If it begins with the child, call us. A man answered calmly. She spoke one sentence. My child is being claimed. There was silence. Then, we are coming. Night fell fast. The house reacted immediately. Doors slammed. Walls throbbed. The floor vibrated like a pulse. Daniel stood suddenly staring at nothing. Lucas hid behind Emily. Daniel spoke, but his voice split. You brought strangers into our home. This is sacred ground. Headlights cut through the windows. A car stopped. Footsteps. The front door opened without resistance. Ed Warren stepped inside. Lorraine followed. The air shifted. The house growled. Lorraine closed her eyes. It has been feeding a long time. Ed looked at Daniel. Sir, we are here to help. Daniel smiled. Wrong. You were late. The temperature dropped. Frost crept across the floor. Whispers flooded the room. Lucas screamed. Lorraine knelt before him. You are not alone. Lucas cried. He will not let go. The house shook violently. Shadows peeled from the walls forming shapes. Ed raised his voice in prayer. Symbols burned bright. Daniel convulsed. He screamed. Not in pain. In rage. The basement door burst open. Darkness poured out like smoke. The floor cracked. A form rose. Tall. Burned. Twisted. Eyes empty. Fear is love. It spoke. Lorraine screamed back. You were never invited. The entity lunged. The house screamed. Lights exploded. Lucas levitated. Emily cried, reaching for him. Ed shouted. Hold on to him. Emily grabbed Lucas. The thing shrieked, clawing the walls. The house bled. Lorraine pressed the rosary to Lucas' forehead. Lucas screamed. So did Daniel. Two voices tearing each other apart. The entity howled. No. He is promised. The ground split. Hands reached up. Children's hands. Pulling. Emily screamed. Take me. Just leave my son. The entity paused. Its smile widened. A deal. Lorraine shouted. No. Emily stepped forward. Now. The shadows wrapped around her. Cold crushed her chest. Lucas screamed. Mom. The entity dragged her screaming into the basement void. The ground sealed. Silence. Daniel collapsed. The house went still. The smell vanished. Lucas fell into Ed's arms sobbing. It is gone. Emily was gone. Sunlight broke through the windows. For the first time the house felt empty. Weeks later the house was condemned. Burned to the ground. Nothing remained. Daniel never recovered. Lucas never spoke of the man again. But sometimes at night, he whispered, she saved me. Lorraine stood at the ashes once. She felt it. Something still watching. Waiting. Because fear never dies. It only sleeps.